Okay, so to design the trophy, it looks a little bit complex and it might be a little bit tricky at first if you're not familiar with commands like loft, but I promise it's not that hard to do. Now, what I did initially is I drew a square with an offset around the origin at the top. Then I drew a square with an offset on a construction plane, a set distance away from the top, and that gave me the basic shape of the body. Now to create the shape between them, I used the loft command and initially got a solid item, but that's not what I wanted. So I then came along and lofted out the two inside pieces, and hey presto, I got the shape that you see here, which is what I wanted. Then what I did was draw a triangular shape along the side here, and this is what gave me the slanted front. Then I did an extrude command, and a handy feature, because this is along the middle, was I told it to do a symmetric one, and then I just visually dragged it out bigger than the part so I knew it would cut out everything in there. When that was done, I then drew a simple rectangular shape in the shape of the top of the part, and then drew the square in the middle that holds the inlay. A couple of extrudes later, and we have this wonderful shape here, although you will notice that there is some excess hanging over the edges. So to remove that, I did a couple of split body commands and ended up with the clean shape that you see here. Now I understand that might not be the most efficient or proper way to do it, but that's what I did. It worked for me, so I'm sticking to it. I decided it was looking a little blocky, so I put a nice little fillet on the edge and then jumped to the base. Now the base was really simple, as all it was is just another square with an offset to create a wall thickness. That then got extruded into that shape. And then I decided that it needed a little bit more filleting, so I just ran around and threw some fillets on everything and ended up with this. Now at this point the part is ready to go, although some people might be wondering why I don't have a square in the bottom to help with printing. Now the only reason why I didn't is because I found that running the settings that I was running, it was actually going to take longer and use more material to use this versus using support material, but it varies. It's totally up to you if you want to add it or not. An advantage is you are given an opening in here that you could fill with something weighty if you wanted to make the bottom of the trophy heavier, but keep the inside free if you wanted to put a light in there or just save material. I also put, if I was to do that, I also put in a little bit of a fillet along the edge to reinforce things, so that's totally up to you. Now I understand some people's printers might not be able to print this top piece in one go, so a pretty simple method of getting around that is to create a construction plane at about the midpoint, do a split body command, and you're pretty much good to go from there. If you really wanted to, you could probably draw in a rectangular shape and on all four corners so you can more easily line everything up. That's up to you. I've just designed this to be in two pieces as that's what fit my printer, but the Fusion 360 file will be available for those who do need to cut the model up into pieces or want to modify the file to make it work for them.